Around the world, a lot of weird things happen and continue to happen. Today, I want to explain a mysterious thing that happened recently. Something real and really weird. Can you believe it? It's been 7 years since it happened. It feels like it was yesterday that a lot of people disappeared. There's a lot of theories on this situation on what actually happened. Like you've probably heard before, on March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines had a flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, China. The plane took off right on time. But the last signal that was sent from this plane was 30 minutes after takeoff, and it was over the South China Sea. After that, there were no more signals and no communication from the plane. But after, military satellites noticed this plane in the middle of South China Sea makes a U-turn and decides to go southwest, and the Andaman Sea, it disappeared. There was 12 crew members, 227 passengers. The plane itself, which was a Boeing 777, disappeared. This thing made a lot of people think on what actually happened to this plane. Did they steal this plane with the passengers? Was there someone on board that they had to make the plane disappear? There are no real answers to these questions. The passengers were like every other passengers you see. They were from all kinds of nationalities. There are all kinds of theories about this. Most people say this thing crashed into the Indian Ocean. But the search that went on in the Indian Ocean didn't find anything. Because if it crashed into the ocean, there has to be some parts that were found. But they didn't find anything. But few months later, in the island of Madagascar, which is thousands of kilometers away, some plane parts were found. But it didn't show any signals that it was from Flight 370. There's another theory that suggests there was a person on board that didn't want to get to Beijing, and that is why they hacked it and took control of the plane and flew the plane to Antarctica. And of course, there are a lot of conspiracy theories. Some people say aliens literally stole it out of the sky. The reason there is a lot of new conspiracy theories coming out is that if this plane crashed into the ocean, there should be at least one part that was found that leads them back to this plane. Something from the passenger's stuff, one seat, one engine, or at least one panel. There was nothing. For years, they searched the ocean, but didn't even find one part that leads them back to this plane. 120,000 kilometers squared was searched in the Indian Ocean for 3 years straight, using helicopters, submarines, and boats. And as you know, nothing was found. Isn't it weird? The weirdest part about this is that before it made a U-turn, it turned off all communications, even though they could have contacted. Some people said the cabin caught on fire, burnt out, and turned off communications. But experts say if a cabin catches on fire, the plane can't all of a sudden switch directions and continue flying. Were the pilots involved in this disappearance? The flight attendants? Were there hijackers on board? But the resume of the pilot and co-pilot show that they were good workers and they were working there for years, and the chances of it that these guys stole the plane are extremely small. New York Times says that this plane went up to 45,000 feet and all of a sudden came down, and this shows that there was a fight inside the pilot's cabin, kinda like the things you see in Hollywood films. Some other people suggest that the reason it went so high into the sky is that to make the oxygen thinner, and to make the passengers pass out. First, they accused 2 Chinese flyers that had stolen passports, and they thought these 2 hijacked the plane. But later they found out that the reason they used fake passport is that they wanted to go to Europe. There's another theory that says the plane was hacked in a way that all the map data it was showing was all fake. And this map that you see right here is completely fake. Basically, they hacked the radar of the plane to not actually show where the plane is. So from the beginning, the plane was headed towards where it actually wanted to go. And this map that you see right here was probably fake. But hacking a plane like this is not possible by an ordinary hacker. If you want to hack a plane like this, you basically have to have a government behind you. And that is why they say that a country stole this plane, and they made the plane disappear in their own country. And there are a lot of other conspiracy theories about this. They say there was a terrorist on board and it wanted to crash somewhere, but the US military shot it down before it was too late and didn't talk about it anymore. Unfortunately, we can't accept any of these theories because every theory has something wrong with it. Like for example, if the US shot down the plane, the radars around there had to have seen it. And after getting hit by a missile, it turns into pieces and falls onto the ocean. Where are the pieces? Let's hear a theory from a politician. A former Prime Minister of Australia, Tony Abbott, has some funny ideas. He says that this plane was stolen by the pilot and co-pilot, and they took it somewhere that nobody can find it. But he didn't think about the other passengers. Australia is lucky that this guy is not a politician anymore, because with these thoughts, it's better to not have him in office. Nobody knows what exactly happened to this plane, but we really can't say nobody. Because for sure, there are a few people that know exactly what happened to this plane and where it is. But unfortunately, they will never talk about it to you and I. So what do you guys think? Which one of these theories is the most believable? Do you guys have any conspiracy theories about this thing? What are your guys' theories? Please let us know.